What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. So he's finally here. We finally have a young striker. We have by the name of, obviously, I was going to say Erling Haaland, Rasmus Hojlund. And regarding Erling Haaland comparisons, it's nonsense. You know, we have a young striker. Obviously, they're both Scandinavian or whatever. They're both Norway's next to Denmark, that kind of stuff. They're both blonde, whatever. But this is a completely different striker for us. And, you know, we're going to have to get behind him. I think... Well, let's see what I think. All right, let's get into the video. Have we got a really good young striker, or is he just going to be a young Weghorst? You know, because one of his big attributes actually is that he's a very press. You know, he's a press monster. Really, I said I'll stop using this on the last video, but we've got a press monster. But is this guy actually any good? Hopefully, he actually is good. And you know, I've been doing some research. And I wanted to kind of lay out my thoughts on Hojlund and obviously get you guys to think about him in a bit more detail as well, not just this whole nonsense comparisons that we're hearing between him and Haaland. Anyway, so in terms of the deal, right? So officially, well, by the time you're watching this, it probably will be announced because I understand that the team or the club are going to announce the signing of Hojlund during the game against Lens, which is tomorrow. So, you know, I'm looking forward to watching that game. But really, I would have preferred if they'd just announced him today or yesterday or something recently, because he signed the contract already. And it would have been nice if we got the kind of announcements already so that he could play on Saturday or Sunday in the next two games that we have, the last two games we have for preseason. But anyway, let's park that. What's the details of the deal, right? So I've got them, they're all here for you. Let's talk about it quickly. So according to Fabrizio, as always, man like he loves the club, 70 million euros guaranteed fee we've paid to Atalanta. 5 million euros with very easy add-ons, as he says, probably like appearances, maybe goals, something very easy, probably appearances actually, something very easy that will definitely be paid, because a lot of people are actually reporting it as 75 million euros in guaranteed upfront fees almost. Then we've got these 10 million euros in difficult add-ons. So maybe like trophies, and you know, if we win trophies, if he gets the Ballon d'Or, you know. So a total of 85 million euros could possibly be paid for Rasmus Hojlund. How many goals is this guy going to get us? Like I said, I will actually give you my prediction on that at the end of the video. But like I said at the start, is this guy just going to be another Weghorst, or, you know, all these other strikers? And no, he's not really, because one, he's young. So, you know, and we've got a really good manager in Ten Hag who hopefully will get his hands into him, get stuck into him, and, you know, polish up. I think I said this in regards to maybe Mason Mount as well. Polish that rough diamond. You know, he's a very young player, and Ten Hag has already shown with the development of some of the players in the team that he can improve our players and he can get them playing better. So what are we getting? Like I said, Haaland. I keep saying Haaland. I need to stop doing that, and it's only because of this constant comparison. Rasmus, let's call him Rasmus or Hojlund. He's a huge United fan. We understand, you know, from reports he really wants to come to United. PSG tried to steal him off us. He said, "Nah, mate, I'm going to United." And he's a 6'3". Let me look at the stats again. He's at 6'3". He's a tall striker, 20-year-old, obviously young. He's left-footed. And from what I've seen from the stats and not just stats, but I've watched a couple of like the highlights and all these compilations that they have of him. And he looks good. He looks pacey for a tall striker, which is pretty good. He's still agile. He's not a Weghorst. I should stop mentioning Weghorst. He's not a Weghorst in terms of lack of speed and lack of turn-in speed and all that kind of stuff. He's, like I said, he's agile, he's pacey. He's got really good box movement. You know, some of the goals I've seen, he is just last minute, you know, kind of, you know, change of pace and get in front of the defender and get his goal, get a nice little touch and score a goal. So obviously, like I said, he's going to be a raw talent. He is a raw talent. Ten Hag has really made us as a team a very pressing, you know, press resistant, but also high pressing team. And he wants that to start from his striker, from what we've seen, which is one of the reasons he did play Weghorst so much last season. But Haaland has that, but also is actually very good. So hopefully we can get a few more goals from him. His finishing seems like it might need a bit of work. Once again, he's raw. So we've got obviously a lot of development to come from him, but I'm really confident that this guy will do the job for us basically going forward. But how many goals do I think he's going to score, right? So looking at his stats again from last season, and this is the reason I want to kind of cover this, is because a lot of people have been saying, oh, you're paying, United are paying all this big money for this guy. He's only got 9 goals last season. Now, looking at these stats, right, that I've got here, he has in Serie A, right? He played 20 games, 32 games, but 12 of those games were sub appearances. 20 starts, 12 sub appearances. In total, he played 18. Well, I think 1800, but yeah, 1836 minutes. Scored 9 goals and got 2 assists. Now, some places where I was looking at online actually said he got 4 assists. I'm not sure if they're like those fantasy league kind of assists that are not 100% attributed to him. Who knows? But let's say he got 9 goals, 2 assists, right? In Coppa Italia, he also came on twice as a sub and scored 1 goal. And in the European Championships for Denmark, I think they're qualifiers, not the actual Euros. They were definitely qualifiers. He had 4 appearances, started them, and he scored 6 goals. One of those games he scored a hat-trick in, and he scored 2 in one and then 1 in another one. So he didn't score in one of the games. But he scored 6 goals. So this was obviously near the end of his Serie A season where he's actually coming into his own. So last season for him was a breakout season, right? And so in total here, he's got 30. He made 38 appearances. Remember, 14 of those are sub appearances, and in total he had 2,177 minutes on the pitch, scoring 16 goals and 2 assists, or 4, depending on where you're getting your information from. When you look at those stats, right, when you divide that, I think it comes out to about 1.5 goals a game. That's not even including the assists. So let's say he's getting involved pretty much every game almost, or every 90 minutes you're going to be getting either a goal or assist in either just over one goal a game, right? Or one game, just over 1 game, if that makes sense. So he's not the finished deal, but at the same time he's not a scrub, he's not rubbish. And I feel like the narrative, especially with the whole nonsense comparisons with a certain other striker that's on the other side of Manchester, is this guy has to come in and score 50 goals, or he has to be amazing. This literally, he's just had his breakout season. And when you consider when we bought Ahmad as well, I think we bought Ahmad actually from Atalanta as well, and he was just another up and coming young baller, and he's unfortunately injured for going into the start of this season. But I think he's going to be a top baller. I think HØJLUND is going to be absolutely unreal, and I'm very confident in that, largely because of Ten Hag, and largely because this guy's young, so give him time to improve and give him time to get up to speed. So my prediction for how many goals he's going to score this season. Now, if I'm taking these stats and kind of looking at what he did last season, you're probably thinking lower numbers, because he didn't score too many goals last season. But then when I say he's getting involved pretty much a goal a game, a goal. I don't know how to explain it, but you saw the stats. Anyway, I think I would predict in the Premier League alone, let's say he plays between 32, 35 games, some of those off the bench, because obviously Rashford, maybe Martial covering for him. I think HØJLUND will get us around 15 goals in the Prem alone this season, and I think that will be a good return for his first season. Then if you add maybe another 5 to 10 goals, maybe 7 to 10 goals, I'd say, in other competitions, so in the cups, in Champions League, obviously Carling Cup, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, let's say 10 in those, that's a good 25 goals in his first season. I think he can get that. I'm going to obviously come back to this video at the end of the season, and I could be either 100% wrong because he's gotten 40 goals, or maybe he hasn't got so many goals. But I think he'll do well. I think he'll get a consistent amount of goals this season, because he'll get a consistent amount of game time, even though I don't necessarily think he'll start every game, because he's young, he's going to have to get up to speed to the Prem, and we're probably going to have to rely on Rashford a few times this season to get us the goals. Bruno is going to have a big season, and hopefully Martial will actually be not injured for the majority of the season and actually score some goals as well. So those are my thoughts on Rasmus HØJLUND, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you think he will hit the ground running, or will need a bit of time to get up to speed as a young striker. But we will have this guy. I didn't even kind of go into this, but he signed a 5-year contract until 2028, plus an option for an additional year until 2029. So this guy's asked for a while yet to come. So let's get behind him. Obviously, let's back him, because Atalanta only played £17 million for him last year, last year. So 10 months ago. So he's very raw, but he's ours, and hopefully we can really, really, really get a top player from this. So that's HØJLUND, right? What's next for United? The season's about to start in a week. I think we play our first game again, like I said, in 10 days on the 14th. Are we ready? Let's find out with these last 2 preseason games. Are we gonna sign anyone else? Amrabat maybe is the rumors. I think we're looking, if Maguire leaves, we might get another centre back coming in. That might be a bit tricky. Obviously, we've got rumors of McTominay leaving, Van der Beek leaving. Henderson, is he still going to leave? Because Nottingham Forest are now going to sign an Arsenal backup keeper. Apparently, Eric Bailly's still here. Obviously, we had Tellez and Elanga go, but so much going on, and only like maybe 10 days before the start of the season. We need to get things moving. Is Harry Kane still going to come? I doubt it. I think I'm going to give that one away now. Maybe Harry Kane's not coming. But I think we do have a big season ahead. I know we have a big season ahead. I think I'll give my thoughts on the transfer window in another video, maybe after Amrabat comes in. But let's see how the team does going forward, especially in these last 2 preseason games. Anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching as always. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts on Rasmus Hojlund in the comments. Any other signings coming in. See you on the next one.